Hey, Kevin Lawrence here, Coach Kevin. It's Friday. I stopped the videos last couple of days. I've been taking a few days for myself. I got out of town to a place that we go in the summer and had some time just to sit and think and contemplate. What I've realized is I am so used to traveling all the time and having actually a lot of time to myself. And I haven't had that recently, so this is giving me a bit of self-time, bit of time just to have some time to reflect and still doing many of my meetings, but just doing them from a different location. And again, very grateful here in Canada we can do that. I know not everybody can, so I'm very appreciative of that. So a couple things for you to think about today coming into the weekend. One is, we talked about making this a 10 out of 10 week, which, my part of mine was, getting out of town. But what are you gonna do to make it a 10 out of 10 weekend? What would make it awesome for you, self? Is there anything you got to do around your work, some reflection time, some contemplation time? And then for your life, for your family and your friends, what can you do to make it 10 out of 10? And really just take a minute and think about it. What would make it outstanding? Like if this is the last weekend ever, what would you do to make it awesome? It's not going to be your last weekend, but it's something to think about. And then the second thing to look at in terms of your belief systems, and lots of chat this week with people about, it's how things are different. And what I'd like you to think about is what is different? What belief have you held about the world and how things work and how they're going to be that you actually might need to change? So what belief is no longer valid? On a call with a bunch of CEOs this morning, it was, people were talking about the effectiveness of virtual meetings versus face-to-face and how we need face-to-face meetings for the relationship building and making the emotional deposits in the relationship account to the bank account. And then we started talking about it, and then the challenge came out of, and I said to the group, well, this could be a couple years in some cases before we're ever back to the way it was originally. And it probably won't be it'll be a new version or a new normal. But what could we do to build the emotional bank accounts in our business relationships and our personal relationships without being together? And we talked about time in the car together, time traveling together, even time in a restaurant while you're there as a family or as a group and you're waiting for the meal to come and you just chat and conversations come up and you get to know people. So the challenge is, what can you do to build relationships stronger virtual and not needing the face-to-face? I don't know what the answer is. I just know it's a great challenge. I know we do a bunch of team building things with our clients, and I think we might be doing more and differently based on what people are asking about. So make it a 10 out of 10 weekend. Treat it like it's one of the last weekends and just have an amazing time and don't waste your time. And then secondly, think about how to build and improve those relationships without having to be face-to-face. The face-to-face ones are easy. I was able to catch up with a few people up where I am, social distancing, of course, which is wonderful. But is there a different way to interact? And maybe we look to the 13 and 15-year-olds of our world who are building relationships through their digital environments. I don't think we can get the whole way, but let's try. Anyways, have an awesome weekend. Set yourself up to have a great week next week. And remember, there's always lots to be grateful for. See ya.